So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United about to walk out at Wembley under Erik ten Hag in our first cup final. Only 7 months into his management, and we've got an opportunity to win silverware. I like to sort of downplay the importance of games sometimes, but I can't on this one. From where we were to where we are now to where we want to be, this cup final could be a massive springboard in the same way that it was for Fergie, back with the FA Cup, back with that goal from Mark Robins that effectively changed, and, well, we know the course of history that followed. Can the same thing happen with Ten Hag? Well, we all hope so. But it's going to be a big game. I'm going to run through my predicted starting 11, all the questions that we have about the team, about the midfield and attack, and there really are plenty. But Erik ten Hag, for me, he's got me as a fan going into this cup final with a massive degree of confidence. It's going to be a cracking day. 30,000 United fans, 30,000 Geordies, their first cup final in nearly 30 years. I can't wait. I really can't. All the guys from the podcast are going. It's 20 or 30 of us. It's going to be a special day. And I just go into it with a massive degree of confidence because of this man, because of how he's transformed this team. Honestly, if you had told us we'd be in this position after those games against Brighton and Brentford, genuinely everyone would have just laughed in your face because it would have been a mad concept. Yet here we are, still in 4 competitions and favourites. Well, I wouldn't say we're favourites in the FA Cup, but we are strong right now. This is the team that we put out against Barcelona. And it was a team which ultimately worked, of course. Now, the first half wasn't the best, was it? Busquets and De Jong had real control from deep. Wan-Bissaka, I think, ended up having more touches in that first half than Rashford and Shaw combined. It was poor. United, we weren't playing down the left. We were isolated down the right. Nothing was really working. Ten Hag switched it up in that second half, though, and that's what transformed the game. But let's run through the starting 11, because for me, in this game, I'm really going to be looking towards, of course, the whole team as a collective, right? That's how United have been winning so far. But I tell you what, this man right here, Raphael Varane, I think I'm really, really going to be looking to him to lead by example. This is a man who's played in 2 World Cup finals, won one of them. This is a man who's played and won 5 Champions Leagues. This is a man who really, the Rolls Royce tags are coming out again. That's because he is. And the partnership that he has got, right? In fact, the spine of it. Varane with Martinez and Casemiro right there. Manchester United, we've got a spine that we can... I imagine this is part of the reason I've got that confidence as a fan. Because you've got the best centre-back partnership we've had legitimately since Rio and Vidic. It's no over-exaggeration to say that now. It's completely and utterly true. And we've got the best defensive midfielder... When was the last time we had I mean, he's not just a defensive midfielder, though, is he? He's kind of an overall complete midfielder. But just that overall spine in the middle, it just gives you the belief about, no matter what's going on up here, our defence, we've got your back. We've got you covered. And no doubt they're going to be busy on Sunday, because I think Newcastle will be a real threat. But just those two together, I mean, look at the photos. Look at them, man. I absolutely love... Sorry, Vekors, cutting your head off, but you are bloody massive. Love Casemiro, love Martinez, and love Varane. And as good as scoring goals is and as brilliant as it is, that trio at the back has been fundamental to this Manchester United's team, this transformation that's happened under Ten Hag. Ten Hag is a manager that's making it happen. But signings that he's made, they have been so spot on. And this man in particular, we're all looking to for some leadership on Sunday. We're looking towards Varane. Multiple World Cup finals and Champions League. We're looking to Casemiro. It's the Carabao Cup, dude. It is Mickey Mouse to him. And it isn't the cup that is the measure of whether United are truly back or not. But this is the stepping stone of where we are now. So this has to be knocked down with a strike. And Casemiro is the man who's going to do that in midfield without a shadow of a doubt. He is who we are looking for, some dependability and some actual quality going forward. It's quite easy, in my opinion, to choose that back 5. I say that. I don't know whether Wan-Bissaka or Dalot's going to start. What do you think? I think Dalot would be the more progressive option. And maybe, I wouldn't say the more risky option, because I think Dalot, across the course of this season, has been the better right back. Wan-Bissaka's been much better than I could ever have imagined. I imagine he's going to go for Dalot. And I haven't even mentioned Shaw, right? But how good... Just Shaw's level of consistency right now is poor. We haven't had a left-back that consistent. I'm talking like Dennis Irwin levels. Just a 7 out of 10s every game. Every single game. Sometimes bigger and better than that. He's fantastic. And part of that, again, if we're looking at spines, we're looking at partnership being built here. A partnership of those three there. You're looking at a partnership between Shaw and Martinez. You're looking at a partnership between Varane and Martinez. You're looking at Venn diagrams right now on the channel. Martinez is at the centre of all of them. Imagine that. Anyway. I'm loving this United defence right now. And when you move into midfield, I think, and attack, that's where we get questions about what's going to happen in this cup final. All right? Fred. Absolute dynamo. His performances against Barcelona, wow. He's on a different level to most midfielders when you allow him to play in that aggressive pressing role. He really genuinely is. Relentless energy. Man, how is he that fit? It's ridiculous. But who partners Casemiro in midfield? Do you think it's Sabitzer or do you think it's Fred? Now, my instinct tells me Fred. Because Ten Hag clearly trusts him. And Fred seems to be settling into this. Everything just seems to be settling. Everything just seems to be working. Now, Sabitzer would give you a little bit more defensive ability in transition. If United lose the ball and Newcastle are coming forward fast, Sabitzer's probably a better man in that role. But Fred, if you're looking to play that aggressive front press, he's the best man for that. So it depends how Ten Hag wants to play this game. In my opinion, I think we'll see Fred start this game. And also another question is, where do you see Bruno playing? Because Bruno in these last few games, right, he's absolutely been playing out on that right-hand side. With Weghorst in the number 10, it was Sancho against Barcelona at Old Trafford. Bruno's been playing up and down in this position. In my opinion, I think Bruno comes back in. I'll put Sancho out there for the time being. I think Bruno comes back into his central role. That really was where it clicked against Barcelona in that second half. And that is Bruno's best position. He is the creator. He is the playmaker. You want your best player to be in that number 10 position so he can find those balls in behind on both wings and also straight through to the striker, whoever's playing there. I think it's those three in midfield. I think it's Fred, it's Casemiro, and it's Bruno. And we've got excellent subs on the bench, man. Sabitzer will come in and do a brilliant job. Very good midfielder. But I'm guessing the Ten Hag's going to start with Fred. Now, the big question we've got up front, right? And it's not a question we wanted to have, but it's a question we do have. Will Marcus Rashford be fit? Marcus Rashford went off against Barcelona at Old Trafford. Marcus Rashford, he looked a bit jaded in that game, didn't he? Energy kind of depleted. Not surprised after the games we're playing every 3 days and the level we're playing at. But you know one thing? Marcus Rashford played, the majority of last season with a stress fracture in his back. Marcus Rashford will 100% start this game. That's my prediction. And I'm putting him straight through the middle. And I'm putting Weghorst down on the bench. I'm bringing Sancho over to this left-hand side. And I would start those two there. And then the question remains around who would start on that right wing. And after that performance against Barcelona, would you guess anybody else apart from Antony? Antony was brought in by Ten Hag because he absolutely believed in him. However much he spent on him, he believed in Antony. And that goal that he scored against Barcelona, pressure, and a cultured finish. I think Antony comes back into this starting 11, and I think he starts the cup final. A big show of faith from Ten Hag, but I imagine that's going to happen because that gives us that front four, press City. Now, Weghorst has been, I think he's played quite well in that number 10 role, and it's worked for us. I think he plays with this. I think we start against Newcastle, how he played in that second half against Barca. We go for the press. We go hard and we go fast. Now, there are different questions to ask about subs. Garnacho, you could say he deserves to start. I personally feel Garnacho right now is having such a good impact from the bench. Just keep the momentum going. He'll be playing in the cup final. I just don't think he'll start. Now, Sancho had a pretty quiet game. Much better in the second half. Much better out on the left than he was in the number 10 role. I think this happens. Now, if Rashford's not fit, then we've got different questions to ask. Because I don't particularly want to see Weghorst play up there. But who else plays up there? Because we know that Martial's probably not going to be fit. I'm not going to be... He might be fit, but I'm not relying on that. So if Rashford isn't fit to start, I suppose Weghorst does have to play up front. And then we play more towards how we did in the first half against Barcelona in terms of how we're pressing as a team. But there's so... But what's your prediction for the game, right? I got it spot on for Barca. Let's hope I get it spot on for Newcastle because I'm going for a 3-1. Just the way this United team are playing now. Newcastle without Nick Pope, who in my opinion has been their best player this season. They've got an incredible defensive record and he has been the centrepiece of it. They're still going to pose a major threat. Almiron, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton I think is going to be fit to play and start. Their defence has been good, but our attack's been better. And that is my starting 11 prediction there with De Gea in goal. Hey, look, I haven't even mentioned Dave. A couple of wonderful saves against Barcelona. A couple of mad moments. Let's see what... You can always be confident of De Gea being... He's so unlucky not to save that penalty. Hopefully we don't have to rely on him in this game. But De Gea in goal with a back four of Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Dalot with a midfield trio of Casemiro, Fred and Bruno. And a front three, in my opinion, of Sancho, Antony and Rashford. With Garnacho to come off the bench. With Sabitzer to come off the bench. With Weghorst to come off the bench if we need to. Options. Genuine options. And Ten Hag's subs have been changing games. I think with 19 goals from the bench this season, no team in Europe's top 5 leagues have a better record of subs changing games than Manchester United. So if you're not in the starting 11 at United this season, you don't have to be disappointed because so often it's those subs that have changed the game. But that would be my starting 11 and my prediction's 3-1. It's a cup final, man. Here we are. And I can't downplay the importance of this game. I went as far as to say this is probably the crescendo of the season because I think we're going to finish tuck inside that top 4 and we're going to be fine there. I don't think we're going to be winning the Premier League. I don't think. I think we'll fall a little bit short. But Jesus, imagine if we did. For me, I think the crescendo's here. Win that domestic cup, get it under your belt, and who knows what can come next. Europa League, that could come as well. But what's your prediction and what's your starting 11? And what's your feeling for Sunday's going to be a cracker? I can't wait to go.